And we're back with part 2 of Kid A. Where we left off in part 1, we left off on Tree Fingers. Song's mid as hell. See, I'm yawning even thinking about that song, Jesus Christ. We're just gonna move on to track 6, Optimistic. One thing I will say about this album is it's a little all over the place, tonally and pacing-wise. I feel like, especially coming from Tree Fingers, having it be How to Disappear Completely, Tree Fingers, and then Optimistic, that's such a weird pairing of songs. It's just, tonally and pacing-wise, it's just a little all over the place. However, this song, it sounds incredible, honestly. The drums are recorded incredibly. Love the guitar tones on this song, and I love that I love how energetic this one is, especially coming after lots of like very low-key, abstract, subtle songs. It's nice to have one that's just full of energy and life, I guess. It's a nice change of pace, despite the fact that I do think it's a bit of an unnecessary tone shift. Oh my god, dude. Again, the energy of this song is so incredible. It's such like, I don't know. The flow of the album has already kind of been butchered by Tree Fingers, so I guess it doesn't matter that there's sort of like a tone shift here. But honestly, it just sounds incredible. I don't care about how the concept is affected at this point. I just think the song sounds incredible, especially the drums on this one. They are so well recorded. The toms just sound incredible. Love the panning on the guitars there as well. Those backing vocals are incredible. The structure of this song is really interesting. Is the dog barking again? Hey! It just has to be when I'm recording. He can't bark when I'm like just sat here in silence. It has to be when I'm doing something. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Song slaps. Basically. There it is. Such a weird way to close this song out, dude. I just got the transition into Limbo. There it is. Okay. That song... I'm torn on what score I should give it. The tone of the album has already been ruined. Oh, sorry, the flow of the album has already been butchered to the point where I don't really care about it anymore. So, the song, I guess, is allowed to be a complete tone shift without me caring all that much, so I'm feeling a 10 on that song. It's the most energetic song on the whole album, and it's definitely very needed. Like, it's similar to what Electioneering was on OK Computer, and what Just was on the Benz, where it's just these bursts of energy to keep things exciting, and I think that it's kind of needed, especially on an album like this that's built around very low-key, dark, electronic, icy soundscapes that the album creates. So having one that's more energetic definitely keeps things fresh. It's just like a fun song to have on the album, and I think that it honestly kind of does work in context of the album. So yeah, I'd give it a 10. Great production, great riffs, incredible sounding drums. The drums are recorded perfectly, and one of the better vocal performances on the album as well. Next track, in Limbo. That riff is so good. I love the sound on this song. This is probably my favorite, like, sound palette on the whole album, like the one on this song. It's so good. It sounds just like you're on a raft in the middle of the ocean. There is nothing around you. And just the production is so spacey. The sound is so filled out. It's gorgeous. This song is gorgeous. Song also just does such a great job at just like describing depression, I guess. It's just like it's able to create such a vivid image, and it just does such a great job at getting its message across, and it's just like so overwhelmingly just gorgeous when paired with the soundscape, dude. It's so dark, it's so depressing, but it's also just so great. It's just great. This song's incredible. Vocal production is incredible on this song, and the backing vocals in the back of the left channel there. Wow, what a way to close that song! Oh my god! Right before we get the transition into Idioteque, that song is a 10. Okay, damn, that is just so well produced. It is so well sung. It has probably the best soundscape on the entire album, especially with those guitars and the spacey atmosphere that it builds, and the vocal production on that one is probably the best on the entire album. It's just like, it's one of my favorites, surprisingly, after being one of like my lower tier Kid A tracks in the past. It's just grown on me so much with time, and I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna move on. We have this incredible transition into the next song, Idioteque. God, the sound of this song is just so icy. It's so cold. It's so desolate. It's gorgeous. This song, it instantly builds the environment that it wants to. It's just, that's what I love about this album, is it builds environments for the tracks to sit in, and it sets you in them, and it just it explores them to their fullest extent. That is the best thing about Kid A, honestly. only halfway into this song, dude. Oh my god. This song is just the perfect mix of dark messaging and the most empty, cold sound possible. I mean that in the best way possible, by the way. This album, if this album is meant to be the apocalypse, this song is the realization of what's happening. It is the feeling of fear and panic, and like this is really happening. What do we do? It's just so blunt and so honest. It's just it's incredible. This song is one of the best on the whole album, honestly. Those hi-hats sound like a blizzard coming through, dude. Oh my god. Again, this album builds environments and explores them to their fullest. It's so good. I will say this song actually feels like the most like this album cover. That's definitely the image that comes to mind when like I think of this song. Oh, and it's got that. Hold on, before we get the transition into Morning Bell. That song. This song is like the highlight of the second half of this album. How to Disappear Completely was the highlight of the first half. This song is hands down the highlight of the second half. This song is just different, dude. It's just different. It paints the most vivid picture out of any song on the entire album so far. It feels the most Kid A out of any of these songs. It is like feels like the Kid A song. If I had to like pick one song to be the defining song of the album, it would be this one. It's so cold, it's so blunt, it's so honest, it's perfect. And the sound of it too, oh my god. I love the sonic direction they took with this track. It's a 10. Look at that. Almost all 10s on the album so far. We got one 5.5 and a 9. Oh, and that perfect transition into the next song, Morning Bell. I love that this song is basically just a direct continuation of Idioteque. Even with like the sonic palette they got going on here, Idioteque was so icy. This song feels more snowy, like sort of maybe progression, I guess is meant to represent hope. And the sound of this song, it's just so gorgeous. The sub bass on this thing is insane. The guitars sound so good, and this is one of Tom York's best vocal performances on this song too. Actually, is that a guitar? It might be a synth. I can't tell. Ugh, bless you, thank you. The way it builds here is just so incredible. Oh, and the way the guitars pile on here. Oh, the way the bass and the guitar mix in this part is just so good. Ah, that song's a 10. Perfect. It's so good. It's so good. Yep, that song is Just one of the most gorgeous moments on this whole album. It's so where the last track is desolate and icy, this song feels so much warmer and more snowy. It feels like a legitimate progression from the previous track. It still keeps that robotic sound though, with the drum beat that loops and the bass line as well that's underneath it. But the track just gets progressively warmer and it builds as it goes along. And then as you get to that final bit there, where it just all of the instruments and the guitars and the synths are just piling on, creating such just a thick layer of a gorgeous instrumental. Honestly, song is a 10. Perfect. It is perfect. God, I can't believe we're already down to the final song here. Last track, well, technically last track, motion picture soundtrack. God, I love this intro. The, what's it called? Accordion? No, not accordion. What's that instrument called? The instrument they use in here. It's the thing that where you like click it and you push it in and pull it out. I forget what it's called. It sounds so good, so gorgeous. Fun fact about this song: this song was actually written during the Pablo Honey sessions. And as you're going to see in a minute, I think this song goes above anything that's on Pablo Honey, because this song is incredible. It is so crazy to me that this was written in the same time Pablo Honey was. God, what a perfect closer, dude. Oh my god. The sound of that song is insane. It uses such simple instrumentation. It just has whatever that instrument is, the one that you push and pull like that. I can't remember what it's called. And then it has the harp in there as well at the end. Just those two instruments, and then one of the best vocal performances Tom York has ever given on top of it. It's just so gorgeous, and this writing too. It's just such a great way to close out this album, dude. Song's a 10, honestly. Technically last song, because I'm just gonna listen to it anyway. It's technically a bonus track, so I won't score it. Last song, Untitled. Hey, that was Kid A. Okay, I'm not gonna score Untitled. It's a bonus track. That doesn't count. We're not gonna score it. Even though if I did score it, it would probably get like a 7. Because it's just like a little instrumental piece at the end of the album. That was Kid A. This album's reputation absolutely precedes it. It is the greatest left turn any band has ever taken in terms of just completely switching up their sound halfway through their discography. While I can draw a lot of parallels between it and OK Computer, while I can see a lot of similarities with it. It's still just completely unique and its own thing. It takes the band in a completely different route, and it just basically invents a new sound for the band. Instead of building itself around deep lyrics and pulling out greater meanings, it builds itself around creating musical soundscapes and exploring them as much as they can. And I think it does that basically perfectly. Problems with the album, though? It's a little tonally all over the place, and the flow gets completely butchered by Tree Fingers. I feel like if Tree Fingers wasn't on this album, it would probably end up being a 10, but because Tree Fingers is on the album, it's not. I am going to add up my score, and then I am going to tell you what it is at the end of this video. I'm going to tell you the overall score of the album. You know what? I'm actually gonna up the score on Tree Fingers. I just realized my score on Tree Fingers was really harsh. I'm gonna up the score on Tree Fingers to a 7. Because I actually do really enjoy that song. Okay. Damn. This album has grown on me from a flat 9 to a 9.6 out of 10. Yeah, 3 years later, this thing's still growing on me. I still think this thing is incredible. It's gorgeous. It's so cold, so electronic. It just is amazing. And such an essential part of the Radiohead discography, and an essential piece of music, I guess. If you haven't heard this album yet, I definitely think this is one that you have to check out. Like, this and OK Computer are the 2 Radiohead albums that I would say people need to check out. Everything else is sort of something that you can just listen to if you're already a fan, I guess, or you can try out if you want to. The album's incredible. More incredible than I originally thought it was. Still not a 10. I do have a few issues with the pacing and the flow, but besides that, it's just a great-ass album, and one that I'm glad I returned to and got to listen to on stream and make a video out of. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you like, subscribe, share it around, make sure other people get to see it. Trying to hit 200 subs by the end of the year, okay? It's happening. Check out my previous Radiohead reviews. I got part 1 of Kid A, I've got OK Computer and The Bends and Pablo Honey. Should have Amnesiac out soon, hopefully, but again, these videos take a while to edit. Make sure you come check out whenever I'm streaming, check out my gaming channel, and yeah, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Goodbye.